Yeah, I'm with you. I can't believe this is legit, because when it comes to the Vancouver Canucks and their number one defenseman Quinn Hughes, his season has been so astronomically bananas, bonkers, out of this world crazy that now you're having stats like this pop up that make everything not seem real. Now, I know yesterday we already made one video talking about the Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar race and how that was heating up and how Quinn Hughes was number one in the NHL in points and Makar was shortly behind him in defenseman scoring and in overall scoring. And things got even crazier after yesterday's games because, believe it or not, even though this crazy Quinn Hughes stat does exist, yesterday, not only did the Vancouver Canucks play against the San Jose Sharks and Quinn Hughes got 2 points, no, but yesterday we also had ourselves the Colorado Avalanche playoff against the Nashville Predators. The Avs lost 4-3, but each of those 3 Avalanche goals had Cale Makar assists attached to them. Now, if you take a look at the overall points race for NHL defensemen, because Cale Makar has 2 games in hand on Quinn Hughes, he technically has the higher points per game. Quinn Hughes is first in the NHL in points with 30 points in 19 games played, 8 goals, 22 assists. Meanwhile, Cale Makar is tied for 6th overall in the NHL in points with his 27 markers, and 23 of those happen to be assists. So he's got only 4 goals on the season. He's not one of the top goal-scoring defensemen in the NHL. Quinn Hughes is up there with other guys like Erik Karlsson, Noah Dobson, Dougie Hamilton, Durzi, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. These guys all have 5 goals on the year. Cale Makar and the other ones have 4. Quinn, of course, being at number 8, is first by quite a significant margin. But if you go to points per game, Cale Makar slightly edges out Quinn. He's got a 1.59 points per game. Quinn is at a 1.58. So things are a little bit shaky if you wanted to talk about the overall dominance in terms of the numbers, because Quinn has sort of slowed down compared to Cale getting the multiple 3-point games over and over and over again. But still, Quinn Hughes is number 1 in the NHL in points with 30 on the season. Pastrnak and Miller are tied for 2nd with 29. Kucherov and Pettersson are tied for 4th with 28. And then you have Nylander and Makar shortly after. This is the first time since 1990-1991 where a defenseman has scored 30 points in fewer than 20 games to begin a season. The only other guys to do this were Bobby Orr, who did it 5 times, and Al MacInnis in 1991, who did this too. Quinn Hughes is literally the 3rd guy to do this, and the crazy part is, he may not even be the only guy to do that this year. Cale Makar is 3 points behind Hughes with 2 games in hand. So all Cale needs to do is score 3 points in the next 2 games played to match this record and to be put on this list alongside of Orr and MacInnis. And considering that Cale Makar has had, 17 points in his last 7 games, this guy's unstoppable too. We talked about this yesterday. This guy's having a season for the ages alongside of Quinn Hughes. Because Cale Makar is so gosh darn good, it gets kind of annoying as a Canucks fan, I'm not gonna lie. And especially since Cale Makar has been the number 1 defenseman in the league for a while, always besting out Quinn, NCAA Hobie Baker, Calder Trophy back when they were rookies, I don't know, Avalanche fans get so annoying anytime you talk about Quinn Hughes because they're always like, oh yeah, Makar's better. Yeah, why are you getting excited over your own guy? My guy's out here, he's better than yours. It's fun to compare players, right? Your guy's inferior. It gets so snarky, doesn't it? But I will say the one thing that Cale Makar does not have over Quinn Hughes, and that he cannot have until next season, is the other crazy stat that does not involve Al MacInnis. It only involves Quinn Hughes and the last guy to have this done, which was the great number 4, Bobby Orr. Take a look at this tweet made by Sportsnet. For the first time since 1974-1975, the first player in the NHL to reach 30 points in the year happens to be a defenseman. Quinn Hughes is number 1 in the league with this marker. He's the first player in the league to get to 30 points. The last time a D-man was the first player to reach 30 in a season was Bobby Orr in 74-75. Take that, Cale Makar. I get it. Makar could easily go out there and get 30 points next game. He can get 30 points in 18 games, besting out Quinn Hughes' production, but he wasn't first. that is a fault of the schedule and a fault of the teams that either Hughes and Makar ended up facing off against. It is kind of crazy to acknowledge that Quinn Hughes has been so good that he is literally the first guy since Bobby Orr to get a lot of this stuff done. Al MacInnis too, but, you know, if you're talking about the points per game number and how many games it takes to get to a certain amount of points, then Cale Makar has a very legit chance of matching the Orr, MacInnis, Hughes record and becoming the fourth guy to ever do it. All he needs to do is get another 3-assist game and he's got it, so, yeah. I'm kind of ticked off about that, but I'm not gonna lie. We have already talked about most of this in the yesterday video, so if you wanted to check that out, then hey, that's your prerogative. But with 2 assists last night against the San Jose Sharks, I do start to get a little bit worried. Like, obviously, being a Canucks fan has been filled with ups and downs, mostly downs the past few years, and covering this team on YouTube has been a very good hobby of mine. Love it. The thing is, though, when the Canucks actually exhibit significant success like they've had this year, this is completely uncharted territory. Like, I don't know what to talk about here. I don't know how to approach this. I don't know what type of mindset I need to have when it comes to thinking about this kind of stuff, because admittedly, the Canucks have not been playing their best as of late, so when you see the Canucks and Quinn Hughes go out there and dominate, when you see the numbers being set, when you see Bobby Orr being the landmark as to doing what Quinn Hughes is doing, it gets kind of freaky, especially when you acknowledge that the next game for either of these teams tomorrow, Wednesday, it's Vancouver versus Colorado. It's going to be a Hughes and Makar matchup head-to-head, and either of these two teams are going to experience the wrath of what it's like playing against one of the best defensemen in the NHL. If the Vancouver Canucks can keep Cale Makar from having yet another 3-point night, it would be in their own best interest for their captain. And if the Colorado Avalanche can keep Quinn Hughes from getting points, then it would be in their best interest of Cale Makar to make sure that he catches up to Quinn in the points race. Like, these two guys are arguably like top 5 best players in the NHL right now. You could say Quinn Hughes is top 3. You could say that Makar is in there. You could say that, I don't know, William Nylander, David Pastrnak, if you wanted to say JT Miller, like, they're all there. Cale Makar is just 3 points behind Quinn Hughes, and he's got 9 points in his last 3 games. Like, I don't know, it's kind of annoying being a Canucks fan and having to keep up with Cale Makar over and over again because he just keeps on one-upping Quinn. Quinn needs to go on a streak, dude. He needs to go on a point streak, really solidify that Bobby Orr type of production, because of course that's going to happen, right? I mean, Bobby Orr was the last defenseman to win the Art Ross, and right now it's been, what, a month and a bit into the year, and you have 2 defensemen that are legitimately in that conversation? I mean, Hughes and Makar are 1 and 2 in points for defensemen. Who's third? It's Victor Hedman. He's got 20. He's got 2/3 the amount of points that Quinn Hughes has, and he's 3rd overall in the league. Like, this race for Norris contention between Hughes and Makar has gotten so crazy that now, I mean, look, you've got names like Bobby Orr and Al MacInnis being tossed around in there as player comparables. Like, where do you even go from here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Vancouver Canucks, Quinn Hughes, his dominance, the Bobby Orr comparison? Yes, if you are wondering, I did just use his hut card, Bobby Orr's that is, to make the video thumbnail because I thought that was such a beautiful image, and I think it kind of encapsulates the spirit of Bobby Orr so eloquently. He is this figure, he is this magnificent piece of art within the history books of hockey that immortalizing him in a really nice painting like graphic makes it seem more ethereal in a way. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Quinn Hughes versus Cale Makar. The showdown is coming out tomorrow. We will be watching the game, we will be making a post-game video, and we will be getting excited no matter who goes out there and scores, because I have a bunch of Vancouver Canucks in my fantasy team. Just get blocks, guys. Please do that. Make me happy and make me win my matchup. But either way, thoughts in the comment section below about Quinn Hughes, Bobby Orr, Cale Makar, and more. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.